It's lovely.
It's the Two Johnnies podcast. The Two Johnnies podcast. Two Johnnies recording a podcast. Hello.
You're welcome to the Two Johnnies podcast, bringing you all the mayhem and news from the world of the Two Johnnies.
I'm Johnny B.
And I'm Johnny Smacks. Welcome to episode 59 of the Two Johnnies podcast, coming to you loud and proud from our studio, which we have paid a fortune to an interior decorator to kit it out in GA and music merchandise. It's like a museum of what's great in Irish culture, and there's also a Shaggy CD as well there.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. On this week's podcast, we discuss how we'd like to be buried when we kick the bucket. Hopefully that won't happen for a while, though.
He's harder than John Delaney's neck and cheaper to pay. The man who brings us culture and insight into this podcast. Noel Furlong will be here with the news.
Peter Andre might have had Mysterious Girl, but she's got a mysterious topic. Producer Maura is in the house.
And in light of recent celebrations of Mother's Day, we discuss if our own mammies weren't around, who would we like to sub in as a replacement mammy?
Substitute mammies, and it wouldn't be a Two Johnnies podcast without our Yurts and Dirts of the Week.
Yurt and Dirt.
Before commencing with proceedings, matters arising from last week's podcast, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just through the chair there. Jay from Limerick message to say, re-haggling with the doctor. I'm not ashamed to say I've done it, kid. I've done that. Went to him about 15 years ago with pains in my chest and stomach. Explained everything to him. He didn't get off his chair, but he said to me, have you ever heard of the saying, if it looks like a duck and it quacks, then it's a duck? Well, yours looks and sounds like an ulcer, so we'll treat it like it's an ulcer. And he starts writing a prescription. He hands me the prescription and says, that'll be €50, please. I looked at him and said, at least put the stethoscope on me, lad, will ya? Just take me blood pressure, do something so I feel like I've got my money's worth. He started laughing and then he said, just give me 20 so, kid. I assume that's how the doctor in Limerick talks.
Jason was in touch on Instagram about haggling as well. He said, my father is the worst for haggling. He went to buy a mattress, haggled your man in the shop so much for a king-size mattress for a finish. He got €50 off it. Went home after all that, and the parents only had a queen-size bed, not a king-size. So he cut the bed in half and extended it because he wasn't returning the mattress to the shop. Tell you one thing, lad. Irish daddies, boy.
He cut the bed in half.
Yeah.
And then stuck a bit onto the bed.
Extended the bed, yeah, to make it fit the mattress. Mm-hmm. He mustn't be getting up too much in the bed, I say, because I tell you, that DIY won't work.
As long as you didn't try to cut the mattress, they're a who of you. Connor said, well, Johns, I suppose it's kind of a topic in haggling. It better be if you're sending it in to us, Connor. I have a friend who owns a yard that solely sells paling posts. Wow.
It's an exciting job, I'd say.
Wow. Connor texting us from Las Vegas. Anyway, to cut a long story short, a mate of his rocked up with a trailer and proceeded to fill the trailer with posts, then drove off without paying for them. Oh, a bad motherfucker. Bad bitch. My mate Jimmy, we'll call him. Jimmy owns the yard, actually witnessed it on CCTV. And Jimmy said, I won't bother bringing it up with him now. I won't bother confronting him. Instead, every time since that your man has arrived up to buy new paling posts, Jimmy has added on a bit extra to cover the costs from the thieved posts. Let's just say my buddy Jimmy has got his money back.
Someone robbed from me and break their neck. Anya was in touch. She said, just listen to the podcast there about haggling. I was in China 2 years ago. All expenses paid as thanks for learning the bare minimum of Chinese during TY. Jesus, so it must be a good school doing Chinese and TY. Everyone else just goes to Ballybunion. Anyway, there we had to haggle to buy anything in the illegal markets in Shanghai. Of course, the conversion rate is so high that they're 100
Yen.
Okay, which bought most of the food you'd eat in an entire day was equal to about €7. As a result, we had no respect for haggling at all because everything was so cheap and the vendors hated us first.
Absolute disrespect.
But regardless, we haggled away to try and keep them happy. They'd have the child out the back of the shop and we'd see them hit the child a belt or a clip around the ear when we came into the building so that they'd start bawling crying. We were then told they'd no money to feed them and that's why they were crying. What a load of shite. I came back with piles of imitation designer bags and shoes and only spent around €30. Safe to say I was the envy of everyone for the year. Of course they tried to kidnap this tall ginger as well, but that's a story for another day. I received 2 marriage proposals and had about 1 million Chinese lads coming up asking for photos. I didn't know what to do with them. A popular ginger. Never heard of it. Last time I ever successfully stopped 6 lanes of traffic at once though. Thanks for all the laughs, lads.
Several crazy things in that.
What the fuck?
Don't be slapping your kids to try and get a better price off people. The child is crying. You must pay more.
What? Oh my God, that's
Oh,
crazy.
shit. And Michael was onto us saying, well, lads, listening to your pod about haggling, and I have a great one for you. A lad down RGA Club was a bit of a local legend. He was a savage corner forward in his day. This is all vital information. A real character and also a savage musician. When the boys were younger, this lad used to play pubs and clubs and weddings as a solo keyboard/guitar player with backing tracks, and he was and still is class. But he soon discovered that he'd get paid more if he was a band than if he was a solo act. So he used to get 2 other boys from the team to go along, stand behind him. Their keyboards and guitars weren't even plugged in, and he'd get them to pretend to play. The boys would get free pints for the night, and he'd give them 50 or 60 quid each, and he'd get a much bigger payday himself. Said they used to have savage crack doing it. Feel free to use it for the pod, but keep my name anonymous. And cheers, he loves the pod. That is genius.
It's genius, absolute genius, isn't it? Why didn't we think of that? Jesus Christ. A fella snapped us in. We don't actually know who it is, but I'm just looking at a Snapchat here, and it is a picture of a cow. And he says, well, lad, just listen to the podcast about haggling, and it reminded me of a lad I put timber floors down for a few years ago. It was just before Christmas, so he said money was tight with buying presents for young lads and all that crack. I said, fair enough, sure, give it to me when you have it at the end of January. He agreed to that. I went to meet him in January, poor mouth story, same in February and March and April.
Oh.
He came out with the chainsaw, started to scrap.
Your man came out. Our carpenter came out with the chainsaw, is it?
Came out with the chainsaw, started to scratch one of the floorboards in the house, and next thing the checkbook was out. Horrible bastard had asked me to do several jobs since, but I'm fairly sure you can guess the response he got. That's a good one, isn't it?
You started chainsawing a man's living room. He going to write you a check. I don't give a fuck who you are. Man starts a chainsaw in your living room. Pay up.
That's crazy.
And a listener in London said they sent us a picture of a big TV. What size is that? A 49-inch TV.
Yeah.
£379 they wanted. They got £250. No haggling. Just change the barcode sticker. Job done. If they cop it at the till, tough. That's what it says on the box. Boom.
Back.
We can't condone that, but we can admire that, you know.
That's illegal, but
Yeah.
also very crafty.
Is he getting away with that?
Yeah, that used to be the trick, lad, back in the day when I was in school.
Yeah, you do it with like...
No, but you'd buy a chicken roll, and then you'd get an extra filling in it,
Yeah.
and they'd have the filling on it then. And you just
Two
rip
separate
two
stickers.
separate stickers. Just rip off on the stickers.
I did hear a story of a lad who bought a PlayStation through one of those self-service checkouts by weighing the PlayStation at the fruit and vegetable counter and then paying, scanning it.
Pun of the grapes, $2.79.
Yeah.
Oh, what a hero. That's awful.
He's got some balls. Jack was in touch on Snapchat. Well, lad, I'm here with a story about a night out. Our team had a final recently in which they lost, but we're going out on the beer afterwards. And me, in brackets he has, who trains away with the adult team, and my friend, who isn't part of the club but is joining next year, said we tag along. We went down to the pub, pure grand, got served, no bother. We're there maybe like an hour or two, and my friend starts making a show of himself. Pure locked, as we'd been pre-drinking. He starts insulting everyone and ends up calling the club secretary a MILF to her face.
Yeah.
And then had to be carried home. Let's say he's going to have fun next season when he joins, because the manager is actually the secretary's husband.
Yeah.
The real point of the story was to ask you, did you do any stupid shit on your first nights out?
Well, that's
a
the whole
whole
topic.
different podcast topic. We'll get to that at a later stage.
Getting a good bit of feedback in on curry and garlic chips.
This is a thing.
This came up. Who was saying they liked it? You
I was saying,
Yeah, in Tasty Burger, Ross Gray, shout out.
there you go.
So this person said, just listen to the podcast there about the curry and garlic. Down in our school, there's a weird trend for all the boys to go across for the lunch, and I'd say a good 99% of them, to get a roll, chicken tenders, mayonnaise, curry, and cheese. Don't knock it until you try it. It's lovely.
That is nice.
Really?
Yeah, back in school in Rossgrey now, they used to have a shop and they just do chicken rolls and chips.
Yeah.
And you used to get actually what we used to get was a chicken roll, and then you just get scoop curry on it, bit of cheese. Unbelievable.
Would you have butter or mayo on it?
No, I didn't have that on it. Just chicken and curry and cheese. Some messy shit though. I'd be covered in curry like going back to class.
And another lad was telling us that we were talking about we had Owen Colgan on from the Hardy Bucks.
Yep.
And this lad said that he went Brazilian jiu-jitsu training in Donegal town, and who was in the dressing room getting togged off? Only French Toast O'Toole.
No way.
Yeah. Made his day. He was delighted.
Was he any good at jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. Oh wait, he says here, bit of a scrapper.
And French toast.
On
boy.
French toast.
Ian, I was in touch on Twitter. He said, lad, I have a story here for the podcast. You may do what you want with it, but I think it's class. Parteen would be my club in Clare. Hurling is the number one here, but football has provided some serious entertainment now and again. Anyway, a few years back, our under-16 footballers were playing the first game of the year. It happened to be the time where the kicking tee first came in. Lo and behold, the goalie forgot the fucking tee and starts panicking. He called over the manager, Ned, who then instructed a young lad by the name of Nugent to go back in and get the tee. A few minutes passed and no sign of Nugent. The goalie was getting more and more agitated with nearly 10 minutes gone in the match. Finally, young Nugent appears, slowly making his way up the sideline with the biggest pot of tea imaginable. Here's your tea, Ned, he says. The young lad honestly did not understand why the whole place was then buckled in laughter. The goalie eventually got a kicking tea, but the kickouts were still shite. Some story, go in and get the tea, and he came out with a pot of fucking tea.
We didn't believe that. We had to chase that one to corroborate it.
Yeah, I'd say Nugent definitely isn't in the financial part of the world, let's say.
And just Noel was looking for recommendations on his holiday, and this young person said, visit Youghal in County Cork on your holidays. If you can avoid being stabbed, it's a great place with a fine stretch of beach. Costa del Youghal.
I think that's a very serious slur on y'all. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
not like that at all. It's a lovely part of the world. Sure, we were down there with Davy Russell.
Yeah,
So.
Davy
I'm
Russell,
sure that'll probably get edited out.
No, where are the others say? Someone else recommended he go to Nace, and we say no.
No, roadworks. Couldn't go to Nace.
We need
Christ.
better recommendations than that. Come on.
Come on, be more creative. So who's going to get the Noel's News mug? Kindly sponsored by hairybaby.com, where you can buy loads of two Johnnies merchandise. Who's going to get it, lads and ladies?
I think it has to be the teapot story.
Teapot guy.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Ian on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, Maura, we'll be in touch with Anna. You're the winner of this week's mug.
Yeah, shout out to the man who haggled the doctor. My kindred spirit.
Yeah. Great minds, like great mind. Right, the weekly roundup. What's been going on in Two Johnnies land this week? We performed in the INEC in Killarney.
That's right.
Solo show, great show. Good
Yeah.
crack.
Yeah, I got to meet some great people. Ian O'Connell, of course, another great speaker. Young man who's now in a wheelchair. I know he listens to the podcast. How are you getting on, lad?
Yeah, he was top man. Top man. Of course, bad week for Tipperary footballers. They got relegated. More a good week for you. Mead got promoted.
Division 1.
Division 1. Jesus Christ. How did that make it into the running order? We really need to look at this. We also went diving, wrestling and gymnastics, lad.
Yeah, we were filming these kind of challenges for links. They put us against each other. We're not going to tell you who won.
No.
You got to watch. But some crack.
Yeah, the wrestling was incredibly tough.
I was talking to Chalk Ice yesterday, and I said, like, we're doing it. The boys who were instructing us on how to wrestle, we were like, can people get a voucher for like an hour's lesson to just come wrestle with G? And they're like, no, I never really thought of that. And I was like, well, give me your number, because we're coming up.
And give us fucking 10% as well, because it was our idea.
Some crack wrestling these boys. They were showing us how to bump, as they call it, how to fall properly. And you fall on the top of your back, because if you fall flat, you get winded.
Yeah.
I always thought you'd fall flat.
No.
But no, if you fall flat, you get totally winded.
I done it the first time and nailed it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, and then I got really confident. Then I done it the second time and got fucking winded. I was like, so
I couldn't believe your man picked you up and suplexed you over his head.
Some crack.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about going into stunt work now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to do all my own stunts when me and Johnny make Rush Hour 4.
The surprising thing was, nearly the sorest thing was the ropes.
Yeah. My
Why?
back was in. The ropes are really hard, like they're kind of metal ropes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, bouncing again. I'm like,
Sorry, I thought you were flogging each other with ropes or something.
no, that was the porno we filmed after it.
So you're running across the ring, and you bounce up against the
Yeah.
ropes, and then like a guy will clothesline you or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But the ropes are fair hard. You really have to like properly. There's a specific technique to bounce 2-feeted into the ropes, and you catch it kind of just under your shoulder blade. The ropes are fucking hard.
God,
And
hold
you
that
did
night.
it topless as well, so you.
We didn't do a topless.
We
no.
didn't do it topless, but the lads made an absolute fucking.
You see, the other two guys were in spandex underwear, and we just thought that's probably enough male on male skin for one afternoon.
It was all going well, and then the boys were like, "Right, come on, we'll have the match. We'll have the tag team match." And then they took their t-shirts off. I was like, lads, you're making an absolute fucking tool of me now.
And more, not a flig of hair.
No hair. Yeah. And ripped. The boys were ripped to death, like.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
God.
were.
One of them was saying, people are always asking, can they buy his little wrestling shorts off him?
It's underpants.
Yeah. Like, gay men are like, love it. They're
Yeah.
like, now his name was like,
Handsome Darren.
Handsome Darren.
Fair
He is
handsome.
handsome. He's got a great jawline as well.
Yeah.
Then.
And
But he
where did
definitely has something down his shorts. See-
A cod piece.
yeah.
I'd say you'd have to have something protective though.
Probably, yeah.
No.
Either that or he's fucking incredibly well endowed.
I was like, do you mind your clothesline? Just take that out and hit me over the head with it.
His finishing move, he just takes out the just takes out the piece of his pants and warps you into the jaw with it.
Serious crack. And they do nights. They go around.
Yeah. 2 shows, yeah.
Oh, man, we have to go.
Yeah,
Next
definitely
time
go.
we're in Limerick, going to the last
I really enjoyed that. I also went to Paul Collins' do. Our friend Paul Collins left today FM, and I went to his leaving do.
The great Paul Collins, you'll remember he was our guest on the live podcast.
Yeah. And Paul left today FM after 22 years, and we had a fair go at it Friday night. Johnny, you couldn't go, of course.
I couldn't go, I was working, and then we had championship hurling this morning, and we lost. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
What else are we doing? We were diving.
Diving, yeah.
So, diving, we started like diving in pencil, as they call it, feet first, off the edge of the pool, then on the 1 meter, and we got a fair distance now. We got up to about 5 meters.
Yeah.
And then they were teaching us to dive in, head first, like diving. And we didn't get that far.
Not from 5 meters.
5 meters.
We went on the springboard, though.
Serious crack. We did it together. Like, they couldn't believe it. The instructor was like, you guys are so in sync. We were like, yeah, surprise, motherfucker. We're Johnnies.
Yeah, so we want to just take this opportunity to confirm we are going for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Nobody in Ireland competes at the 10 meter diving. No males. There's 2 girls in their class. So we reckon if we go for it, then surely that's just like the national final, the 2 of us.
We're taking the community games approach. What we used to do back in Roscrea was like, right, what's no other county doing?
Yeah.
Right, volleyball. So we went like hell for leather one year, and we just got straight to Munster final.
Yeah.
And then, the idea was we get to Mosney, but unfortunately we lost the volleyball. So we came back though, we regrouped, and came back and played rounders the next year.
How'd you get on?
No, we lost the Munster final again.
Oh, who was beating me? Who's playing volleyball in rounders?
Don't know that, but like, we do. He did fella playing rounders, like, and he was a big lad. Big fella, like, and he had some crack at the bat, lad. Like, he'd hit the ball around 400 yards. He could still only get to first base. Like, he was fucking huge.
Absolutely nailing the ball.
Lad, he like hitting everyone, like, oh Jesus, and it's like, go on, Nelly, boy. He's still on,
You're expecting a home run.
Yeah, you're expecting not like
first base. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Coach, he's cooked in it. He's cooked at first base, but
we did gymnastics then.
Yeah,
that was so weird, but like some crack.
I hurt myself at gymnastics.
Johnny fell off the trampoline.
So like, you know when you have a trampoline in your backyard, like, and you can see the springs.
Yeah.
This was a really proper one, so like I forgot that there were springs, and because they were covered with like foam.
Yeah.
And I was standing on this yoke. Next thing I just went straight down through it.
Oh God.
On the side of it, and my leg is absolutely destroyed now.
Listeners,
I can see it.
Yeah, you can't see it home, listeners, but like Johnny looks like he's been attacked by a velociraptor.
It's a massive fucking mark on my leg. And your man was like, "Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. No, come on, we'll crack on with it there. It's grand." And literally, like, I didn't realise. He was like, "You've got a fair gash there." I was like, "All right." Look down. I was like, "Oh my God." So to try and block it out, like, I turned to Johnny and was like, "Man, my leg is killing me. Get this over with."
Some cracked up. Hanging off the 2 rings, and you're hanging off.
Oh
them.
yeah.
It's tough going.
To be fair, Johnny did look like an Olympic athlete when he was hanging off the rings.
Yeah,
me.
I had a good 20 seconds in me.
Yeah, I'll stick to the onion rings. I had a knockout during the week as well.
This is the death has occurred of Johnny Smacks' knee.
Can we cue the sad music at this particular moment? So,
Go on, you're going to take it, Johnny.
yeah, on Tuesday night at GA training, heading into the first round of championship, I dislocated my knee. And last time this happened, I got surgery, and she said, if it goes again, you're going to have to finish up playing. So I'm going to take this opportunity to just release a formal statement on my retirement. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I'd just like to take this opportunity to announce my official retirement from the club scene. To all the referees and full-backs that I've assaulted over the years and insulted, I apologise. I've had some great days and some great victories, including my medal haul, which is, of course, 1 Cumann na Munschool Under 13A Offaly Championship and 1 Munster Vocational Schools. Some big highlights in my career include dislocating my knee at half-time in the county final when I was asked to warm up, but I proceeded to have a crossbar challenge. I also won the Liam Kiley Player of the Tournament for our in-house tournament. That was a very proud day for me as well. Yep. I also got sick on the pitch against Ballyneal after Tom Gorman's stag. That was again another highlight. I'd just like to take this opportunity as well to say to Tim Floyd from the Tipperary County Board, Tim, you owe me €250 from 2009. Now's the time to pay up, Tim. I'm coming for you, alright? I've got the chainsaw. To all my club mates, it's been an absolute pleasure. I apologise for never passing the ball and cutting the back off you down the Shamrock after all the matches. To my numerous managers who I've had the pleasure of falling out with over all these years, as I never trained, never done anything that you taught me, you were all wrong. I'm right. I'm right. Trust me, I'm right. So, it's been emotional. To my clubs, Inan Rovers, Ross Gray, and of course, my beloved Care. It's an emotional day. Thank you.
Flowers, family only.
Donations to the Pat Fox Injury Trust, which myself and Pat Fox have set up. Yeah, that's it. Finished, lad. It's all over.
Tough day.
Tough day. And we got some. It was nice looking back though during the week because we got DVDs from TG Caher, who kindly gave us DVDs of when I played minor. So we reminisced on that. I was telling Johnny about this pint I scored in Cork. Fucking greatest pint of all time. And I was telling him about this for the last 10 years.
I'm hearing about this pint for 10 years.
10 years, honestly. And it finally got to show it to him.
Yeah, but the way you were telling it, like, it's the way you kicked it from out in the car park.
Lad, it was an incredible pint.
What was your take on it after watching it?
Yeah, but he sounded like he kicked it from the monument of Patrick Street down in Parky Queeve, like. You weren't that far out by the sideline. It's a great score, like. It was a good score. It was a really good score. He's heading away now. No? He's heading away.
Yeah, no, some score.
Because
lad.
You won it out by the sideline.
Yeah. I didn't actually bend down to pick it up. I just done the scoop pick.
Yeah, that was nearly my favourite part of it. Like, the game was in the melting pot.
Yeah.
Tipper about to beat Cork for the first time in a million years. Ball comes into Johnny and he does the little one-footed straight leg scoop up into the hand. Like, every manager is screaming at him.
Shrugged your man off by him, popped it over then on the left leg. Yeah, and it ricocheted off the back of the goal then as well, made it even better. Fucking perfect. Right, go on, we'll move on from that. Very sad day. Alright, topic number 1. Benjamin Franklin, the lad who invented the lightning rod, once said, "There's no certainties in life except debt and taxes. Hopefully, we will neither die or get audited by the revenue anytime soon." But we've decided to discuss that when we do eventually kick the bucket. How would we like to leave this world?
Did Benjamin Franklin invent the lightning rod?
He did, yeah.
I thought Brendan Cummins did.
Jeez, he invented some heap of stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fuck all else to be doing.
Yeah, I was reading him up in today. I got sidetracked doing the running order. Serious man, and like, I think the term is polymath. You know, just was good at everything.
Yeah.
Like Smacks.
Yeah. The only thing I invented was the Roscar elbow. It's almost as effective as the lightning rod. You deliver it with enough force.
Yeah, look, Ireland, to be fair, we love funerals.
We do.
We're good at them. I think we're good.
We're fucking unreal at funerals.
Yeah.
And this kind of came up, I'm guessing, from Derry Girls during the week.
Yes.
So there was an episode of Derry Girls with a funeral in it, and it perfectly encapsulated the Irish funeral.
Okay.
Death equals buns.
Yeah.
Just endless amounts of queen cakes, fucking and cream in them, the whole lot. I don't know what it is. When somebody dies in Ireland, it's like, very, very, very sorry for your loss. Will you have a drop of whiskey? And then you're like, no, I won't have the car. Grant, here's 10 queen cakes. You know, I know your grandfather died, but like...
Whiskey?
Yeah, whiskey.
Yeah.
Like.
Here's some apple tart.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? They're like, you're in shock.
Have
like,
a flan.
She's been terminally ill for the last fucking 10 years. She's 108, like. It's not that much of a shock, like.
You'll have a pavlova.
Yeah.
And there's people...
Flan? Anyone for flan?
Marquees are the new thing.
Yeah. Gazebos, lad.
Gazebos. Remember, I met a fella from the Milestone and he was telling me he met Eddie Brennan at a wake. Remember that? He met Eddie Brennan at a funeral. And because man's a mad Tipp fan, and Eddie Brennan, of course, he's heard for Kilkenny. And I was like, how'd you get on with Eddie? Just was the best fucking wake I was ever at. He's like, that's a fair compliment for Eddie. But Johnny, so if you were to die, the announcement now.
Yeah, on local radio.
Yeah, who's going to do it? What's it going to be like?
I'd probably get Collins to do it. Paul Collins. In a humorous way. So it'd be like, now Dan has occurred Johnny Smacks, skilled lover, second best full forward to ever play for Care.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, to be honest, I think I just leave the announcement to the way that Tip Midwest do it.
You find that funny enough?
It's funny enough, lad. Nothing needs to be touched. I mean, there's no need for the thing about when people die. People don't say all great things about them.
Oh yeah.
Why don't they fucking say it to you when you're alive? No mind saying, oh, he was a lovely fella, like he's dead. You know, he's down the ground. He can't hear you.
Don't speak ill of the dead. Sure, he could have been an awful prick, and you just pick it.
Yeah, but people say you're nice anyway.
Right. So if my announcement on local radio, I want to go all out. Just letting you know, can you get Morgan Freeman to do it?
Okay, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
The first time
I laid eyes on Johnny B. You know what I mean? He was eating a goujon, riding a bull down O'Connell's. That's the kind of, that's the kind of requiem, the eulogy I want.
You rode worse on O'Connell Street.
By that he means tuk-tuk. Yeah. And maybe, do you know, like if someone's getting married and like you get Owen Kelly or like Emma Dunphy or whatever to say a few words for like a wedding video to play at the wedding, I want you to get like a video from my funeral. I
said that. I want a montage played. And I want that point against Cork to be the centerpiece of it. Like, so it's like, now we're going to leave you with a video montage, and it's just going to be like, do you remember the time?
this music from Titanic, and you kicking the pint. Like,
yeah. This is terrible. But you remember the time when we first started the two Johnnies, and we done a video for the Care Stars and the Rise from a funeral home. It was probably a bit distasteful.
Well, it got taken down.
It got taken down. It wasn't allowed to be played on the night, but we thought it was fucking hilarious anyway, regardless. And it started with Johnny was in a coffin. And he's lying in this coffin, and I'm like, go on, pretend you're dead there, like. And he closes his eyes, and the video opens with In the Arms of the Angel by Sarah McLachlan's playing, and Johnny's in the coffin, and it goes to a video montage of me and Johnny, like, you know, our best bits. And I'm like, you know, crying over the coffin. And then it just cuts, and Johnny goes, yeah, this is perfect, we'll take this. It just gets up out of the coffin. I swear to God, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Can we dig that out?
Yeah, see, The Undertaker was competing in Stars in the Rise.
Yeah.
So we wanted to film a little promo down.
He was doing Johnny Cash.
The Man in Black. But we did a bit like we were in the funeral home all dancing around to the song, and then his wife was like, that's a bit insensitive now. You probably shouldn't put that up, lads. We were like, oh, it's fair fucking funny, like. We want to get people in the door to the Stars in their Eyes, like, you know.
Get that video on social media during the week.
We want to sell tickets.
The fucking best thing ever. I swear to God.
So yeah, what the wake, Johnny, and all that.
The wake. I'd like to be waked in Rhines. Up by the Jacks. Up by the new Jacks.
I haven't seen the new Jacks.
The new Jacks, lad. I went in there. Everything is, it's like a fucking computer game. You like wave twice and the thing turns on. And no, it's very modern, lad.
Is it?
Yeah. Do you remember the old ones? Yeah, you'd wash your hands going into them.
You wipe your feet coming out of them. Yeah.
But no, it's very modern. Anyway, that's where I like to be waked.
I knew a lad who was waked on the pool table of a pub. No, he was in the coffin. It wasn't like they were playing
the old triangle on top of him.
It wasn't like they were playing killers in under his legs, like. It was like
Budge over there, Mick. Oh, fuck it, he's dead.
Yeah, because you know lads who get like bagpipes and all.
Yeah.
There was another lad in Care, he got a piper. Walk ahead of him. Down.
Would you just get Mad Patsy on the box, just playing it ahead of you?
You gotta know
when to hold and playing it behind his back. Fucking devil's music.
Yeah.
Music wise, you know when they carry you out of church.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only one song for that, lad.
Well.
Goodbye Venice, Joe Dolan. That's what it's going to be. Goodbye Venice, goodbye. I must leave you to die. Do you ever hear that song, Mar?
No.
Oh, fuck. It's a great song, but it can only be used in that context.
But you want to go all out, like, get the hologram of Joe Dolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tupac.
Tupac as well, lad. Yeah. It'd be like, goodbye Venice. Yeah, Johnny Smacks was a bad motherfucker. Coming in, dropping in a couple of yokes. But funerals, this is terrible, but funerals can be a source of amusement.
To who?
You've never been to a funeral in Roscrea, lad?
No, I haven't.
It's terrible. My nanny, poor nanny, she passed away, and we were in the funeral home.
Right.
And you know that they do the rosary, like the decade of the rosary.
Yeah.
So everybody stands up and does a fucking rosary, and you know you do it, and then your fella beside you takes over, like. And our neighbour, Crony, stood up to say like the Hail Mary or whatever. And he started off saying the Hail Mary, but then went like midway into Our Father. So he got his prayers mixed up. And I looked over at my cousin, and he was just stuffing his fist into his mouth, and everyone was just shaking. And then the whole place just started laughing. The whole room started laughing. Even the priest was smirking, like, Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord is with thee. And then he just goes straight into the middle of the Our Father. Oh my God, lad! I just thought, like, but like that's what happens at funerals. It's tense.
It is tense.
So
yeah.
it all goes off, like, you know.
Yeah, it is like it's kind of up to the family to lead that.
Yeah.
It's not for me or you to be going in like, hey, how you doing? Where you from? You know. Because if you're at the funeral home, like the people around the coffin, I say it's very sad or whatever, but out the back.
Oh, it's great crack. It's
great crack.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel bad for the family that they can't have the crack. Like it's their funeral and they're missing the best bit. Like.
Yeah.
It's like a pub. Sometimes the best crack is out in the smoking area.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It goes back to whiskey again. Free pour, lad. You know what I mean? Like, it's lads drinking mugs of whiskey, like.
I think Ireland does it well now. Like where people are good to come in and shake hands and all.
Yeah. No, I think it really matters in Ireland, funeral wise, that you know you show the face. Like it like.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear the thing like I won't bother going through. They won't miss me. They'll miss you. Do you know what I mean? They'll know you weren't there in Ireland. I think that's a big thing.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have politicians' times going to funerals?
Yeah, sure. There's 7 Matty McGraths in Tipperary.
Yeah.
He just sends them to different funerals.
His body doubles.
Yeah, he's got like 8 or 9 of them. Like.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Yeah. But
Wait.
that matters to people.
Wait, if someone belonged to you died, God forbid they won't, and then a politician turned up at the funeral.
No. There's obviously something to it. Because why are the politicians doing this then? It obviously
it's a
matters.
show of respect. Like, you know, if you didn't like the politician, you'd be like,
Fuck off.
Yeah, get that lad out of here, you know.
Yeah.
Well, our local politician turned up at my aunt's funeral in Dublin.
Whoa.
She hadn't lived in Care in 40 years. Like,
How do you even know? Like?
how do you even know?
They must have like a red phone. Do you know, like a bat phone or something like. It's like somebody's dead. Wow. Get the red phone.
Just
Break
probably-
out the funeral suit.
To be planning their schedule around the local death notices, you know.
There's more to it. We'll get back to that another day. We should have him on.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll quiz our local politician on that.
We'll have him
But the wake, Johnny,
Yes.
the house or the funeral home?
The funeral home. I just think the house, I think it's a bit strange. It's not, everybody's different. And it's different actually. In Roscrea now, a lot of people would be funeral homes. Whereas when I moved to Care, I couldn't believe that all the funerals I was going to, like I'm a fucking politician, all the funerals I was going to were people were waked in their house. I just think, I don't know, it's a bit weird. You're in your sitting room one day watching telly and then you're in there looking at your uncle dead. Like, you know, it's just not.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, like I keep seeing that. You know what I mean? That's where the telly should be, not a coffin. You know what I mean? It's and I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but it would give me that image of like.
Yeah, to be in your mind.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. That would be my
But
thing.
it's also nice to have that person belong to you home.
Yeah. You can go full Jimmy White on it if you want.
What's
Jimmy
that?
White, snooker player.
What do you do?
Brother died and they went into the funeral home and took him out.
Yeah.
Wasn't
No,
there
like took him out.
Yeah.
Out of the coffin.
Yeah, and put sunglasses on him and brought him to the pub.
But there was
That's
a
a
lad-
weekend at Bernie's.
They done that? Yeah, I read his autobiography.
Mad bastard. Sorry, Mark.
No, wasn't there a lad waked at the Mart in Care? Or
There was.
Yeah, Murty.
Yeah, Murty, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite cool. I'd like to be waked in the family pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be, you know.
Pub is a good spot now. Isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, you've got it all there.
I often hear that if someone belonged to a pub dies.
Yeah.
So they'd wake them in the
And then
pub.
you have to take sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have everybody eating chips, nuggets and beans. That's my favourite meal.
Tasty burger to the rescue.
Yeah.
We wake you up on the counter of the chipper.
Wait, me and lad beside the spud peeler.
Yeah, but if you get waked at the funeral home, there's no food then.
No, but you go back into, you know, the priest does the great line, tea and refreshments.
No, that's after the removal the next day. I mean, the night.
I'd have it on the one day anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't like to
The night
hear
before.
that night and the next morning. No, have it on the one fucking.
Yeah, but sure, the night before is for people who are working during the day.
Yeah, but have the rosary, like.
Where?
That would, like, you know, well, whatever. Oh, yeah, you'd have to have that in the funeral.
Can I ask?
They're too drawn out, lad. That's 2 hangovers.
Can I ask what just how's a wake in a funeral home? Because I've actually never been to a wake in a funeral home. Like, what's it?
So you just walk in and
It's a bit
stand
dry.
really awkward.
It's a bit dry, yeah.
Yeah.
Not much crack.
I hate it. Like, I'm.
Yeah.
It's my idea of hell is sympathising.
Oh no, the problem is if you see, just say like someone you know,
Yeah.
and then there's like 2 or 3 people you don't know,
Yeah.
and like the person ahead of you stops to talk to someone, and then I shake hands with Max and I don't know him.
Yeah.
And then I want to move on, but now I'm just standing in front of you
Yeah.
with nothing to say.
I was like hugging, I like went around and like, you know, shook a couple of hands, and then some of the old women will start like, you know, they'll give you a hug like, and before you know it, you're just hugging everyone, and like there could be some fella going in there like just delivering sandwiches, and you're hugging him as well. You don't know who the fuck is who, because that's what happens. Like just
What do you say?
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your troubles.
Yeah.
Sorry for your troubles. Or else you just do the thing like, oh yeah. So I often just do that whisper like, or if I don't know people's names, I go, yeah, I'll see you later there. So like,
Well, kid.
I normally just push the chalk ice in first because he's big
Yeah.
and robust, so I can fire him in there, and he starts shaking hands, and I used to say, hey, don't stop talking to anyone now. Shake hands. Let's get out of here quick. So, it's a good approach.
So the next day then, right, at the church, would you get
Would I guess what?
church, or would you go like...
Oh, church, yeah, church.
But you don't go to mass every week.
Yeah, so you have to.
Oh, that's a bit hypocritical then, is
But
it?
sure, people get married and they don't go to mass every week.
That's another argument.
Yeah, so like, you know, yeah, you have to do it. I'd have like, I'd go all out for the ceremony. Like, I'd have Little Creatures playing.
They're a local cover band.
Oh, lad, they're class by it. They
If
just
you-
do power ballads.
They just do 80s.
yeah. Just have John Farnham, the voice, like that's what I'd be singing. You're the voice, try and understand, and they'd be just fucking carrying me in, lads.
They both, the guys in Little Creatures, have the haircut of like Bon Jovi. Just when he started to slightly cut it in like, you gotta keep the faith. It's kind of a permy look. They both have it and they rock it.
They're class.
Yeah, it really suits them.
They're class, 2-piece, yeah.
That
But
sounds good.
I would have it in church. Where would you have it?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it, because I don't think it's right that if I'm not a practicing Catholic, that I should go and be like, well, God, yeah, sorry for not believing in you there for 40 years, but sure, leave us in there. Like,
Lev us in the ground there,
leave
lad.
us in there, kid.
Yeah.
Do you know them lads who'd be like, back in the day, if like you wanted to get into heaven, the church would be like, oh, you know, commission a piece of art or whatever, like back in the Renaissance and all this shit.
Right.
That's how it did it. Like, you know, the Medicis or these lads would be like, we're bad motherfuckers, but like we're going to commission painting there of the Pope, like, and then that's supposed to like get you into heaven.
Right.
Think of the lad who commissioned the Sistine Chapel. What nasty shit was he at? Like,
He must have been a bad
he was a
motherfucker.
bad motherfucker.
Just, I mean, getting buried, cremated.
I haven't really thought about it, but I've been at like a secular ceremony where people got cremated, and I thought it was nice. Yeah, I played it with some, not for cash, like people I knew. It wasn't a gig. I mean, I knew
Wedding
them.
/ funerals. I was in a funeral band.
He definitely done it for cash as well.
People do play at funerals. That's their thing. Like,
Wow.
yeah, there's people around here in care.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah.
they'd say like there's a number of a few people who will do music if you want.
Yeah, it's normally kind of hymns and stuff, though, isn't it? Like, you know.
See, that's the thing. If you have it in church, you can't go playing mad shit.
Yeah, you're not going to be playing Bon Jovi, like.
No, well, I knew a friend of a friend went down the aisle, as they say, down. He went out of church. They were carrying him, and they got a big speaker and played Ace of Spades because he loved that song.
way.
Yeah, the church went mad over. Like, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Like at a wedding, like you're not allowed. Some priests won't let you play.
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of percentage of, like, hymns.
Yeah, they're sticking up
That's
over.
the thing, yeah. Well, I tell you, like, I'd probably go for the traditional bury thing.
Yeah.
I don't like fire anyway. That's like, even lighting a fire log is probably. Don't like fire.
Maura,
I throw the briquettes in from outside the house. Fuck them in the window.
Maura had a stat there on a new thing. Instead of cremation, they're doing water. Is it?
Yeah, so there's 2 ways you can get cremated. One is with fire, the oven job, and then there's another way that's it's a Mead lady. Her name's Elizabeth Oakes. This is the Mead Chronicle last week.
Power hose.
It's going to be cremated through water, and apparently it's very eco-friendly.
Okay,
So
this sounds mental, but go on.
okay, I'll explain how it does. Okay, right. So, aquamation, this is the process, accelerates the natural decomposition process of the body. The deceased body is placed in a clean stainless steel vessel, and water, heat, and alkalinity are gently applied to accelerate a natural process of tissue hydrolysis. Our bodies are made up of 70% water, so this natural process simply returns us to our natural form. Some solid bones remain, and these can be ordinarily be ground to provide ashes if required, and the water is returned to the earth.
But, like, that's
Oh.
that's basically just acid.
They just
Just melting you, basically.
blast you with a hose.
Yeah.
Then you get your bones back
Yeah, you're like
in a bowl.
yeah, it's
The
like
vase.
That's the
A
thing
vase,
you put
it's not
into
fucking
there,
yolk of daffodils.
like a tube. It's like a stainless steel tube your body's put into.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
I know you'd be dead, but like,
I tell you, no, I'd go for getting buried, and I'd bury myself with a mobile phone with good data.
why?
You know, you hear these horror stories like people waking up and shit. Imagine like you woke up and you were like, Jesus, I'm alive.
You're not gonna get reception 6 foot under.
Will Vodafone do good?
A landline?
Yeah. Payphone. Load of 20
There
seconds.
you go.
No, but
yeah, if people missed you, then they could ring your landline.
But genuinely, like these horror stories, the lads waking up and shit like that. Imagine if you did wake up, right?
would you
No.
stop?
Imagine you're 6 foot down and you do wake up and you're like, Jays, I'm alive. But you're fucked, you're down there. Whereas if you wake up and you go, Jays, I'm alive. There's my phone now. I actually must ring. Must ring.
Play a bit of snake.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I did hear a story.
Send a
before.
Snapchat. I'm alive, motherfucker.
I did hear a story before about, you know, the way that if you you change your mobile phone or whatever, like, you know, they re-give out your mobile phone. So somebody, their granny died, and about 2 years later a phone call come in and it was like granny ringing, but it was somebody had been given their grandmother's phone number, so they're a bit freaked out. It's like, granny is ringing you, just like, hello.
I'm back.
On funerals, on that, a guy was telling us down in Wexford, there was a funeral and they used a coffin that was worth about 30 grand. It was gold plated coffin, and your man was buried with an expensive Rolex watch on him. And I was joking, saying, did somebody not try and rob it? And he said, no. As soon as he went down, concrete truck came in.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's only about 2 years ago in Wexford. So if anyone knows any more about that,
he wasn't going to get out of that, lad.
I don't care if you had the phone with him or not. Like. So would you be buried right in particular, Johnny? Or what would you be wearing? What would you have, like?
A suit. Probably.
Suit, yeah. You go for it, like.
Fitted.
Flaking suit.
And absolutely, brand new shoes as well. Tell a lot about man by shoes, lad.
Nobody's going to see your shoes.
You'd be in the wake, like.
Yeah,
I'd have a load of tan on as well. I'd ask for my body to be put in a sunbed. Just a nice bronzed hue.
God, Smacks looks great in the top.
Doesn't he look fucking? That's what I want him to be saying. Jeez, he looks great. He looks. In fair, I've never seen him looking as well.
Like a Keelan to come in and cut your hair.
Yeah, like a Keelan to style it, hairspray, the whole lot, the whole job. Yeah.
I'd like to bury you with a hurley.
You won't be poking ball, lad, in the ground.
You never know. What if you get out the other side and, like, say it Michael or someone, whoever's there, and it's like, well, what's the crack? At least you have an old shtick. You'd be like, hey, let me in there, kid.
Let me in there, kid. Yeah, no, there's nothing in particular.
A spare pair of socks. I hate
Yeah.
when my feet get wet, so I'd like be buried with a spare pair of socks.
This is mental.
And a few pounds, you know what I mean?
Lad, you won't have much money left after fucking dying, because I tell you, the costs of funerals are high.
Yeah, but like, what do you get out the other side? Like, does God take cash?
No. Traveller's checks.
Let me in there, Ken. Let me in there.
God only takes Visa, don't you?
Yeah,
know that?
we were talking to, we rang a few undertakers, and they're saying the general price of a coffin could be 13, 14, 1,500 quid for the price of a coffin.
Glad I took out my life insurance.
And they go up to about 3 grand for the more expensive ones.
Wow.
Yeah. And some people now are starting to use them wicker ones. They're more biodegradable.
Mm.
But I thought surely timber ones are biodegradable too. But
Probably takes longer.
I think there's chipboard in them, which is non-biodegradable. So
Chipboard. That's fucking cheap enough.
jeez, I wouldn't like you buried in chipboard.
No. I wouldn't like to be carrying it out with chipboard. That'd break.
You go down through it.
Jeez, I go through the chipboard. I'll tell you that. Do the Brits don't do wakes, do they? Or
They do.
it
But
takes ages, doesn't it? Like if you die over there, it's like 3 weeks later. You're still
because you
fucking
have to
knocking
book,
around
in.
You be stink.
I was telling the lad, and go on, I'm going to bring this text up. Here you go. I asked our mate in America, what's the crack with funerals over in America? And he said, American funeral Yanks, they just go to the cemetery, fuck off home straight after, dry as scones. Like, pet funerals are the big thing here.
Pet funerals.
Yeah, he said there's I'm actually doing a job in South City by the airport. There's a massive pet cemetery, thousands of dogs and cats buried. Yanks in having funerals for Tamagotchi the dog. And his partner is from India, and he said she was at a proper Indian funeral a few months back, And she said they just fucked the body into the fire while everyone is watching. Crazy shit. And he's just sent me a photo of it. Holy shit.
Jesus, that's like a bonfire. That's Halloween job, yeah.
I was in Bali once and I was tipping around Southeast Asia and I seen a funeral. And not to be, rude, but I did stop and look at it. And they have you in like a pyre for all the world.
What's that?
They build like a stretcher.
Yeah, it's like kind of rushes or underneath it, isn't it?
Well, they carry this one.
Okay.
I thought chipboard was bad.
Yeah, so they carry this like you carry a coffin. They might have 6 lads, but you'd be on poles, like a bit of timber, like a raft, a few pallets, and they have you up on top of it. And then they set it on fire, and then the boys walk out into the ocean up to their neck as far as they can, and they just push the whole thing off. So you burn and you float away out into the ocean.
Wow.
But they said like it's really particular because if you fuck it up and the fire goes out,
oh God,
you're just gonna roll up on the fucking beach in Tremor one day, like.
Jesus.
Wash up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but England, it's a bit drier, isn't it? You can wait.
Yeah, I think I was asking my friends about it and they said that, it's like small numbers attending, don't really do wakes, and that, you could be waiting a long time between the death and the actual funeral.
Where do they keep you?
I think in the funeral home or...
Fridge.
Yeah.
In the fridge, yeah?
Yeah, in the
No,
refrigerator. Yeah, and what else did they say?
Morgue, yeah, the fridge. Says like, fuck's sake, a side of bacon.
Fridge, lad, you're not a turkey rasher. Right, so there you go. If you want to die, go to Ireland. We fucking class at funerals. Right, I'm hoping this man has a cure for my dodgy knee that doesn't involve poaching and visiting a magic well. It's time for Noel Furlong, and it's time for Noel's News.
Noel's News! It's Noel's News! I'm young for that.
Well, Noel, how are you?
I'm fine.
Do you have a magic cure for my knee?
Yeah. It's called just go down to Shamrock, drink, and you shut the fuck up about it.
I'll try that.
Yeah. You've skipped the bit where you were class. You've skipped the inter-county bit and gone straight to just hanging out with Pat Fox and these guys.
Yeah. Went out with Fox on Friday night.
Pat, a good man.
Yeah, he showed me how to strap the knee by. Yeah. Did you come across Fox when you were playing?
Oh, I did. Where do you think he done the knee?
Huh? You're a fair you're a fair rook-on in your day, I'd say.
Fair fucking rook-on. Bye. Look, I'm going to go on to topic, my first bit of news here. Sport related. Man, pure tick with soccer. Okay? It's a place of culture that gave us Da Vinci, the Colosseum, the right boot of Roberto Baggio, and the arse of Monica Bellucci. Do you know her?
No.
Oh, fair bit of cake now. This one. Do you know James Bond, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever see that film Spectre? Right? She's in that. The Italian one that's giving away where she's from, right? Plot twist. She has a strange role in the film in that her husband dies, right? Then Bond arrives in and 2 minutes later he's thumping the arse off her. I swear to fuck, I didn't know what to make of it. I saw, and it's not like she's after inheriting the husband's farm, do you know, and Bond like wants to get a few suckler calves or something. He just goes in and then he's gone. Gets the bounce and he's gone. So ding dushed, okay? But if you saw her back in her day, I swear to God, you'd have chopped your Mickey off and gave it to her. Right? Have it. I have no more use for it, girl. Right? Take it away. So where are we talking about? Not Longford. No, Italy. Okay? Now, in Italy, they're mad into kicking soccer. Right? They love kicking soccer. And their other big passion is pasta. Have you tried this?
Pasta, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never eat pasta.
Why not?
No way. No way.
What have you got against pasta?
Brother of mine ate pasta. Right? And he died the next day. In fact.
It was hardly the pasta that done it.
Well, I tell you, it was because he was up on the roof and did a wrong break on his ladder. And he fell. And then they reckoned it was the pasta done it. And then, right, the ambulance arrived on and they were bringing him into hospital. And didn't the ambulance hit a badger? And they all got TB. And they reckoned it was the pasta done. And then they went into hospital to get TB looked at. And then they make a mistake in the hospital. Then they put sugar in his tea.
Let me guess.
And wasn't he allergic to sugar? And he went stone mad. And he ran out the door. And he was running home out the back road. And didn't a tree fall on him?
Was it the pasta that done it?
Well, the tree killed him stone dead. And from that day on, none of us ever ate lasagna again.
It's fucking mental.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay.
You know what? I thought you were gonna say like, was it the pasta that done it? No, it was actually the ESP.
No, a tree fell on him. So, before you distracted me, there's a club for kicking soccer. They have clubs out in Italy, and they have a young lad there playing for them called Mossy Kane. Now, Mossy people, they're originally from the Ivory Coast.
Mossy kid.
Yeah, and he's living in Italy now because the Ivory Coast is a fucking rough spot. When you get out of there, it's like kind of the African cameras. You know what I mean? Less cannibalism now, but they're fine up. So this lad, he's kicking soccer for Juventus. His father is pure tick with the club. Did you hear this one, no?
No.
So Mossy's father, Bayoro Jan, don't know if he's a member of the club now. I didn't see his name on the lotto ticket recently, but the mother and him are split up. And the mother, see, you're allowed to get divorced nowadays. In Italy, this is the new thing, right? Like in my parents' time, there was no divorce.
No.
No, if you weren't happy with someone, you just divided them.
Just avoided them.
Just divided them. There was a couple next door to us growing up. 25 years they went without speaking to each other. And they were happy. And there was no divorce. There was no divorce. No. So, Massey, the soccer player, his father told the club, mother is going to go to England and wants to buy to go to England. But I'll keep Massey here in Italy playing soccer for ye if ye buy me 2 tractors. That's fact.
Shiny tractors.
Yeah. Like, 1 tractor per 2 man.
What's he up to?
Is he going contracting? Going doing fucking silage for somebody over in fucking Juventus. So if Bayoro Agri-Spec give you a ring, you'll know who they are. Okay? So Juventus have refused to comment. They won't answer his phone calls and they've stopped giving him tickets. So, you know what I mean? If I had a young fella playing, there'd be no way I'd be paying in. I'd be getting tickets every week. So I never once paid in to watch a Bally match. You know that?
No way.
Why do you think I have so many children? Huh?
You dotted them out in different teams.
Telling you about quick maths. So another story for you now. It's sad news that Mexico, or Mexico, as some people say, has become the most dangerous country in the Western world.
Oh.
Lads shot dead in Mexico in the last 12 months, 33,000
Wow.
dead. That puts it 200 ahead of Portlaoise. And the reasons that lads are shot dead in Mexico, drugs. Okay, reasons lads are shot dead in Portlaoise, hash. No, I never tried it.
Hash.
Yeah, did you?
No.
No. Now there was one lad in town actually who used to smoke it, a bit of the wacky stuff, and his name was Wacky Joe. He was a fucking mad bastard now, in fairness to him. Wacky.
Wacky Joe.
Wacky Joe, right? He turned up for mass one day, alright? He turned up for mass one day, and he was wearing nothing but Nina Guardian. The newspaper. He was wearing nothing but Nina Guardian newspaper.
Jeez.
The sports section covering his flute. And I could just make out the head of 2002 All-Star Paul Kelly conceding his left nut. And I said, Wacky Joe, will you plant some clothes? This isn't fucking Galway. So, that was Wacky Joe, mate. And I said that I never smoked a hash.
No.
Cousin of mine smoked hash once. And cousin of mine smoked hash once. And when he woke up the next morning, he was Jewish. Fact. That is a fact. In fact. So I never smoke the wacky back. No, I'm not having with the Jews, just saying it's fucking it was just fucking unusual, you know.
And how did you know he was Jewish?
Maybe don't answer that question, no.
How did you know he was Jewish?
He just knew. You know, it's like falling in love when you know, you know. Yeah. You know. And there was a bit of his flute missing. So, drugs. But bad fucking tech. Drugs are made below in Mexico because it's ideal. The climate is ideal. The mountains, you get humid. And in the lowlands, it's fucking warmer than Wexford. It's fucking hot now, right? But they don't bother with strawberries because big money in the drugs. Big money, John Bite.
Big money.
Big money. And they sell the drugs to the Americans who fucking loads of money. Big money. Big money, John Bite. But the thing I don't get is, why is there so many lads been shot if it's so profitable? Why didn't the people get along? Like down in Wexford, there's no strawberry wars. You don't go into delivering a punnet of strawberries and the lad from Musgraves comes at you with a fucking shotgun, lad. You know what I mean? That don't happen. So, but the drugs guys don't trust each other. I mean, they're all trying to rip each other off. Kind of like the Mart, but, you know, on hash. So the thing about the Mexican lads shooting each other is, right, because there's so much money to be made selling drugs to the Yanks, but they buy all their guns off the Yanks. In the whole town of Mexico, in the whole country of Mexico, there's only one gun shop. That's a fact.
Whoa.
Yeah, they must be doing some fucking trade. Huh? Huh? Like Richie Kavanagh selling DVDs to Ploughing. So the one gun shop is ran by the army. And the drug boys don't get along with the army. They must have some sort of falling out. I don't know, but they don't talk anymore. So the Mexican drugs kill the Americans. And then the American guns kill the Mexicans. It's like Elton John says. Circle of life. It's in that film about the cat.
The Lion King.
That's the one. That's the one, right? So they caught the head drug man in Mexico. I'm trying to pronounce his name now. Hang on, give me a minute. I rev up. I get a good run at it. Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Lorea. And he was originally from Mount Rat. And that's why they call him El Chapo. Because when you're a boy in leash, what do they call you?
A chap.
A chap.
There you go.
No, that's fact. No, you didn't know that. So they caught the infamous leash man and he's now in jail. But they said this didn't really fucking help things because they took out the top man and now all the other lads are just baiting fuck out of each other trying to get in. They're all trying to be the boss man. You know what I mean? Like the IFA election kind of a job. So just want to say best wishes to the people of Mexico. And if you're thinking of going on holidays, like I was asking people for holiday recommendations, maybe, double check before you go to Mexico and Port Leash. Okay? I'm just going to take a sip of milk here. So fucking water you today. That water's a bit starchy now. It's a bit hard. So the other night, this is my own news. I was left at home with grandchildren for a night.
Well,
And there was. We had a great time. I had them out. We were fixing fences and pulling boucalons and whitewashing the shed. And Sarah replaced a few tiles in the roof or slates I have on the house. And it's ideal because she's so light. She can walk on the slates and not break.
what age is she?
9. What's the advantages of being 9? She's fucking well able to swing that hammer too, I'll tell you. So when only after getting going, they're doing 7 or 8 hours work and they get tired. Oh, Granddaddy Noel, we want to drink water. Oh, my hands are bleeding. You know what I mean? Oh, and then their mother rang and she says, we let them children watch a film. They love watching their films. So we watched a film about a lad. He goes to one of them fancy Dublin boarding schools. Do you know where they all play rugby and become solicitors? And it's called Harry Potter. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I don't think that was set in Dublin.
Well, for those of you that haven't seen it now, I'm going to give you a little review. So this is the Noel review of Harry Potter. Okay, right? This boy Harry, where does he live? Under the fucking stairs. You've seen this, right? He's in a house with his fat prick of an uncle and little bastard of a cousin, and he's got a face you'd love to headbutt. The cousin. What a prick. And they hate Harry because it turns out his mother was a witch.
Okay.
And they don't like witches over there. So one day, in the window comes an owl. I thought it was fucking late show job coming on, Ryan Tuberty coming in the window. No, there's an owl. That's what they do with the post. It's actually in England, this is set now. That's what they must do with the post in England. They have owls trying to do the poor postman out of a start. So Harry gets called to attend this school called Hogwarts. It's definitely Protestant. Anyway, right? So the principal is Dumbledore. And he's a bit of an old Shanachie. He's going around telling fibs, right? And there's a one there. She's a teacher. I don't know what her name is, but you know her. She's an actress. She's in that show, Downtown Abbey. You know the one. What's her name? She's the old one in Downtown Abbey.
Oh, Maggie Smith.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
And she's all in black. And she's kind of shouting at the kids and she has magical powers. So she must be a nun or something. I don't know. Right? And then the bad guy is Voldemort. And he's a banshee. Okay? But he's no nose. I don't know, the dog get out his nose. Or what? He must have got bit by a dog. So Harry goes to school and his best friend is this ginger fucker called Ron. And Ron, he's always giving out. And to be fair, Ron is an absolute pain in the fucking hole. Ron is just a stone in Harry's shoe, to be honest now, right? And then they hang around with this young one. He's a lovely little girl. And I swear, I'd say the grandson Padre got his first erection. Looking at this young now. And in the last film, she grows up a bit. And I'll tell you now, didn't she surprise us all? Going after Ron's wand. Oh. Yeah, and not the one that he does magic with either. Okay. Just leave that with your listener now. But I wasn't gone on them now.
No, I didn't like him.
No, it's a bit far-fetched. A little bit far-fetched. You know what I mean? I'm kind of a matter-of-fact guy.
Okay.
You know, a bit far-fetched. Like a young dad living under the stairs. I'm out of the fog. You know what I mean? So I kind of couldn't get past that aspect of it. But there's another little lad in it, a blondie lad. Do you know the blondie?
Oh, I know the fella you're on about, yeah.
Well, he's the greatest little fucking prick to ever be on a film. How one of them don't bet the shit out of him, I don't know. That's them fucking private schools for you. You know? You think Voldemort is bad? You tried the fucking Jesuits. So, I'm giving Harry Potter 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, is he in relation to the boys who do the music in Care?
The Cotters.
Sorry, they're
Cotters.
That's Gary Cotter. Sorry. Sorry, fuck, I forgot that. So, did you do anything for Mother's Day?
No. I actually met my mother on Friday and we went for breakfast.
And when was Mother's Day?
Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, I know how to do it. I've had several mothers.
You have?
Well, not my own, but I mean.
Ahoy! Come on, Noel, mate.
You're quick off the mark today, mate. Go on.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, and remember, say no to hash and pasta.
Words to live by, Noah.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Good luck.
We don't know what she's got in store for us. We told her we wanted to discuss something controversial this week. Maura, what's your topic? We're going to fucking regret saying that.
I'd like to apologise in advance for picking a topic that makes men feel really uncomfortable. This week's topic is periods.
Fucking you weren't joking, Maura.
So I have two questions.
There's lads in vans all over Ireland going, oh, fucking on, listen.
Yeah, we'll keep it short and sweet. But look, there's two questions I have for you that I just think men need to cop on about. One, why do men feel so uncomfortable buying tampons for women? And secondly, I think men should cut women a bit more slack when they're having PMS, because it's fucking really hard. So before I get your opinions on those questions, Cosmo has actually put this question to some men. So do you want to know? So some of the responses they asked men when men how did they feel about buying tampons for women. Ben P said, what's the problem? Cashiers, no, it's not for you. They're probably thinking that guy has a girlfriend he loves. Orlando M said, I buy the condoms, you buy the tampons. Sam W said, if I was like married, I would do it. And Paul S said, it's overwhelming. There are like 20 kinds of tampons. So, have you ever done it? Like, would you
bought tampons?
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't be sure I haven't.
No, I don't think I have.
If I sent you up to the shop now,
I have no problem.
Well, would you want the plugs like that? Or
that's tampons, yeah. No.
If you were
not sanitary towels,
sanitary
tampons.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you gave us a specific shopping list, I'd have no bother buying tampons.
I wouldn't buy them.
No? Why not?
I won't buy condoms. I make Johnny buy them. It's like, I used to buy them in the Topaz in Cashel. This was like pre-2 Johnnies. But then when the 2 Johnnies took off, like, I don't know why, like, I just felt nervous. I don't want to be like, oh, your man out of 2 Johnnies is having sex. Like,
I'm sure, what did he think you're doing? Like?
Yeah, I know. Posh wanks.
We're doing this video about water balloons.
They're not for me. No, yeah, I don't know. Just get nervous. Even condoms.
I have no bother buying them.
Yeah, well, like if a girl sent you to buy tampons, just have a look on her bedroom locker. What does she have already? And that's the one you go buy and just make.
I'd be getting a specific detail. I don't want to have to go back.
Want a picture of the box?
It's not a bottle of wine. I don't want to go down to the cashier and go, which one do you like?
Yeah. What do you recommend?
Here's a picture of my girlfriend. Do you think she's regular or super flow?
Jesus fucking hell! What was question 2, Maura?
Fucking versatile.
Well, can I set you a challenge?
No.
Buy them. Not a hope.
Go
You can have super value buying them. No way.
Why not, Johnny?
You could put on a baseball cap and a pair of sunglasses. And go.
Fake moustache.
Hello, I want to buy condoms.
Tampons. Lots.
It is hard to go into a local shop and because I remember I did go into a garage once and there was a 14-year-old lad behind the counter, and I swear to God, like, I put the box of tampons up on the counter and like he had to pick them up and scan them, and I swear to God he was shaking, like putting his hand down to
people still do get awkward by, like, as they refer, women's problems. You can tell your boss, like, I've got women, yeah, no bother, take fucking 2 years off, whatever, just stop fucking talking to me about periods. Like, men clam up a bit. I was just thinking back to condoms. Remember we used to do the gag with a condom?
Yeah.
When we started off.
In the show.
And when we went to New York doing shows, we'd keep buying condoms, like, to do the shows, like. And your man must have thought we were absolutely doing some pumping, like. He must have thought we were flat out, like. He was looking at us going like, "Wow, you're back again."
This is it. Yeah, this lad, he was from India or somewhere, ran like the Quickie Mart in Woodlawn or whatever. He thought we were some brand.
I say, he was like, "Wow, those guys are fucking killing it, they're rock stars."
Okay.
But we were just buying them for gags.
Okay, well, I'll move it on to what men said to Cosmo about PMS. So Wilby said the first word that comes to mind. So just to explain what PMS is, it's called premenstrual syndrome, and it's like basically it happens kind of like the week before your period when the hormones are your progesterone starts to withdraw, and it just sends you hormonal crazy, like. So Wilby said the first word that comes to mind is bitch. No joke, that time of the month brings serious fights. James J said, some guys think she's mad, but I'm not wrong. She's on her period. It shouldn't be that way. You probably did mess up. It's not an excuse to do whatever you want. Sam W said, if I'm dating someone who uses that as an excuse to brackets get mad, that's not the relationship for me. And Paul S said, it's life, it happens. If she snaps because I left my dish in the sink, I know she's on her period. I cut her slack.
How much slack should you be cutting a lady?
How much of a bitch are you, Mara, when you're on your period?
I'd be having the day before. I'd be having an existential crisis. I'd be just so mad at the world, and like somebody breathes wrong, I'd be like, I'm going to hurt him so bad.
Go away. Would it affect your personality that much?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. And it's horrible. Like, you know, it's the worst thing. And you might you're like, why am I so bad? And then
you're aware that you're different.
Yeah, I'm just like,
still hard to get a handle on it.
Try have like mental, and then it's like, no, it's just Mother Nature. So, and like the thing is, like, if you do fight with somebody, it's very hard to turn around to them and say, I'm sorry for what I said when I was like PMSing, you know, because they're like, I don't want to hear. It's fine, you know. Well,
Lance said that about, like, you know, if Lance had an excuse to insult people, they would.
Yeah.
Remember yesterday when I called you a prick?
Yeah.
I was hungover. You know.
Yeah.
How long does it last?
It depends for everybody's different. I'm just one day, like, yeah. But like some women have like a full week, and they also have like physical symptoms as well, like, you know, bloating and tender breasts and all kinds of, you know, men don't know how easy you have it. So, yeah.
Is there like a male period? If there is, I'm on it.
So yeah, hangover.
No, you're just yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think would you ever be aware of a girl when she's kind of slightly, she's moody today? She might be.
It's gonna sound insane. I noticed with my mother. You know, she's an absolute pleasure. 28 days out of 30. Yeah. But then when I get a phone call, it's like, you haven't rang me in ages. It was like, I was talking to you there 3 hours ago. That's the only woman I noticed of it. No, it sounds fucking weird saying it. Like, she'll kill me now. She will. As soon as this goes out Monday, she's going to be ringing me. But, you know.
But that's just, I think if we had, you know what? It's good that you say that, because if men better understood women, like, what a wonderful world it'd be.
I'm telling you, there should be a FOSS course. Women 101. Telling you.
It's a degree.
But so what you're saying is
I'm saying
we
that
need to cut them slack.
Yeah, I think you should advocate for men to cut more slack. Yeah.
Men of Ireland, cut them slack.
Then should women notify people?
Well, I was kind of
like
thinking
a badge.
Yeah, like
big P.
It'd be great to if men had an app on their phone that would give them like an alarm. It's like, you know,
watch yourself, Mickey.
It's time to go buy chocolate and a glass of wine, and, you know, run a bath and just not talk to her, and
like a Facebook status.
Yes.
Of you know, it says like, you know, we're single or whatever. It's like, you know, time of month on,
menstruating.
Off.
Yes. Yeah. I think that'd be kind of helpful in a lot of relationships. So.
Yeah.
We're
getting educated every week here on the podcast. I actually enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that topic.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'd like men get involved. We'd love to hear your opinions.
Yeah, we'll give us your opinions.
Yeah.
Is your missus a bitch? Right, we're off to buy some tampons.
Right, let's keep going.
That's fucking brilliant. Don't forget to rate, review, and tell your friends about the Two Johnnies podcast, and use the hashtag 2JohnniesPod. That's the number 2 JohnniesPod. And what we're looking for from the people who listen to this podcast is we want topic suggestions. So have your say. You can get in touch with us, and you can email
podcast
at the2johnnies.ie.
Yeah, good one more. That always gets me every week. Suggest future topics and leave us an old review, and make sure it's 5 stars. If you don't, I'll come and deliver a personal Ross Gray elbow.
Yeah, remember to subscribe and give us the 5-star rating. Any less than that, don't bother rating. Just give us 5 stars.
Don't bother your hole.
Yeah, and email us in, lads. Topic suggestions and feedback.
Feedback. We take it all. Let's take it all on board.
Let us know what you like, what you don't like, because we're doing this now a good while, and we've been toying with the idea, should we change things here and there? But we won't change anything without consulting you. Yeah. And I did say feedback was the breakfast of champions.
Yes.
And then Tina from Waterford contacted me to say she thought sex was the breakfast of champions.
That's the second course.
That's the dessert of champions.
So get in touch. It's all your podcast. you know what I mean? We're all a part of this. We're all in this together, as they say in High School Musical. All right. Topic number 2. You may have spent last Sunday taking the mother out for dinner, getting her a nice bouquet of flowers to celebrate Mother's Day. With this in mind, we've compiled a list of people we'd like to be our mammy if we had to sub on in if our own mammies were busy. Fuck's sake. My mother's gonna love this topic.
Right, who's going first for first mammy?
I would sub in Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted.
Yeah, solid mammy.
A solid mammy figure, you know. She got that little busybody thing, but purely on food as well. She'd stall feed you. And my mother was great for that. And particularly, my mum got it from my nanny, who always said, "You're as well off with a bit of weight on you, God forbid if you were sick." Not thinking that, like, being overweight can also get you sick. So, yeah, Mrs. Doyle, because, you know, the constant sandwiches and the tea, and that's how it was in my nanny's house.
Yeah.
You know, every time you walk, and I think that is a trait with Irish mammies in general.
Yeah.
You walk into someone's house, you're getting food or you're getting drinks straight away. That hospitality thing. And I love the other Irish thing in that is, will you have a drink? No thanks. You say no to everything, and then the second time you might say yeah.
Actually, if you're having mine yourself.
Yeah, the old.
But you know, I've done it. People walk in, I'm like, "Do you want a cup of tea?" And they're like, "No thanks." And I'd say, "Okay." And then I'd have a cup of tea in front of them.
Yeah.
So my grandmother used to do it. She'd be like, do you want a cup of tea? I'd say, "Yeah." And she'd say, "You know where the kettle is?"
Oh, classic hospitality.
Yeah. So Mrs. Doyle is your first mammy.
Yeah, 100%.
She'd take it, lad. You could wreck the gap. She wouldn't give out to you.
Yeah. You see, but you want a bit of sternness as well, lad.
Not at our age.
No, not at our age. My mum was great at, like, you know, she never had to say anything. She had this look. When that look was delivered, shit was going down. As a young lad, like, you know the way now you see kids in the shopping centre and they're going mental, and the mother's like, "Oh, PJ, stop smashing your head off the wall." You know what I mean? They're all calm and all that. My mother would just go,
give the evil eyes.
Evil eye, and that's enough. That is enough. Then it's just like, get your shit together.
Okay, my first famous stand-in mammy would be Kris Jenner.
Why?
Because
I thought they're banned from this fucking podcast.
Yeah, but I'd be famous as fuck, lad.
Oh, that is true, lad. Yeah.
She'd bring me into the family, right? Before you know it.
So money.
Yeah, I'd be riding on the young ones.
Be riding your own sister.
Yeah, but incest, it's like the only plot they haven't explored on that show theirs.
This week on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
If Kris Jenner hears that, lad, she's going getting you in.
Big money, John Boy.
Big money, John. That is a good call now. In fairness.
I'd be super famous. Over in the States, like.
Yeah, big style.
Yeah, we out in California with Sparky O'Brien living it up, like.
Some laugh, lad.
Hot tubs for the boys.
Tidy a few bathrooms.
Yeah. Hanging out with one of the Kardashians on your arm, going around the town. Pure famous and rich.
That's a good call. How did I not think of that?
Yeah. Okay, who's your second mammy?
Madonna.
Ooh. That's bit out there.
She's loaded, lad.
Right.
And she travels a good lot. So
You
you have the old free gaff, lad. You'd have the
gonna-
free gaff.
You don't like travelling.
Yeah, I don't like travelling, so she'd be travelling all around, and I'd be just there with her other 87 kids.
She's adopting half the country, lad.
Yeah, she can adopt me as well. Fucking great money.
I think Madonna would be hard to live with.
She vegan.
Uh,
She's vegetarian.
she's something like that, yeah.
Oh,
But her
that-
son with Guy Ritchie kind of was like, when he got to 15, he's like, "Listen, man, I'm going to live with Guy, sorry."
Oh, burn.
Burn, yeah. No, a chance Madonna, she's a lot of money, and, you know, she seems to be in the market for the old adoption. So, Madonna, if you're listening, right?
Right.
Madonna, get in touch, right?
Okay, my second mammy, J-Lo.
You see, you couldn't have her as your mammy. She's too hot, lad.
She looks good. She sings good. She's rich. You know, she probably wouldn't be one for baking tarts now.
No.
Or like some Latino version of scones.
Bit of breastfeeding lad off J-Lo.
She must be
Honestly-
50, is she? Like?
Oh, she's over 50, yeah.
she's in some
She
nick.
put up a picture of herself on Instagram, and I swear to God, the abs in her, like, just incredible. Like, you
You
know,
go to J-Lo's for boot
beast.
camp.
Yeah.
Mrs. Dial's to bulk up.
That's true.
J-Lo's for the cut then.
J-Lo's a good one. How am I not thinking of these?
Yeah, go on. Who's your next one?
Philomena Begley.
Go on, Philomena.
Great crack.
Purely, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't it be great, like, if you're like, "How are you, mammy? Come on, we go for a feed of pints there and an old sing song." I do. The only thing is, lad, Denver might turn up at the house the odd time, aren't they? All intertwined. You don't fucking want that.
Fuck that.
Don't bring that on you.
Is it worth the risk?
I don't know. Philomena be a good one, though. A night out, sing song.
Yeah.
Perfect candidate, I think.
Okay. What if your mammy was out drinking you though, like Philomena? What if she did?
Philomena would outdrink both of you. Just I can say that categorically.
That'd be weird.
She might mug me off then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to
What do you think then?
rethink that.
Okay, my third celebrity fill-in mammy, Halle Berry.
Lad, you're just going for MILFs. I don't think you've got the memo here.
She is hot as tail, lad.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
There's some Oedipus thing going on with you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a bit of ethnic diversity here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Okay.
Halle Berry would be like,
Halle Berry.
You could have picked like Whoopi Goldberg or Oprah Winfrey.
I see Whoopi Goldberg wreck your fucking head.
couldn't be listening to Oprah.
Yeah. Oprah. Yeah.
Nah. If you had like any secrets, if you'd ever done anything bad, Oprah'd get it out of you. Were you out to begin? No. And Oprah would just be like, you can tell me.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm like, fuck, sorry, Oprah, I was a state. Sorry, I was a state. I got
I
sick
was,
everyone.
yeah. I shot in the zebra crossing.
Remember time in Carlo, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Well, hey, just to clarify there, we didn't shit in the zebra crossing.
Go on, Johnny. Who's your
Mary
next?
Black.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you like Danny tag you in for a weekend.
Like literally, yeah. I just want to like sit down on a Friday night and watch a little late with her, and then during the ad break, I'd be like, "Go, sing us no song there, Mary, will you?" Do you know what I mean? And every ad break, she'd just sing for the 3 minutes. So we get a song in between the ad breaks, and there you go. That's your perfect Friday night.
I stood by your Atlantic Sea.
Imagine if she was your mammy. Like, it must be great for Danny. Like when Danny was young, lad, going to school, Mary must come in and said, "Danny, get up," and instead of an alarm clock, it was just her singing a song for Ireland. Imagine that every morning. Excellent.
Sonny, don't go away. Oh, ma'am, I'm getting up. I'm
Yeah,
getting up.
I'm getting up. Yeah, Mary Black was my last, yeah.
No, my number 4 then. You've another one. My number 4 is Miriam O'Callaghan.
Okay.
Miriam would be a good mammy.
No.
She's 8 of them already.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 daughters, 4 boys.
And she looks fabulous all the time.
great.
Oh my God, yeah.
We met her at the Hurling
Yeah.
for Cancer.
Oh, she charmed us.
Yeah.
We were up and like, oh, Miriam, can we get a selfie? And she's like, I should be asking you guys for a selfie. And we were like, oh, shucks. Oh, shit.
Yeah. She is such a mammy though.
She's
Isn't she?
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She's got all the traits. I wonder does she open her kids' letters?
I'd say so.
That's what mammies do. Like.
I'd say she just questioned you until she got the information about the letter out of you.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
My mum rang me like, this is going back a good few years ago. I like didn't pay something defaulted in the bank. And my mum was like, "Hey, you're after defaulting in the bank." And I was like, "Jesus, how do you know that?" Like, she was like, "Oh, a letter came here for you yesterday." Still opens all my post. Like,
Yeah.
so if you're sending me any paraphernalia and to my house,
Send it to one care.
Yeah, send it to my house in Care. Don't send it to Ross Gray.
Every mammy does that, like.
Do they?
Ah, yeah. If I had a letter there from whatever, like, TV license or eFlow or something, I'd be like, yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow, like.
Yeah.
The mother would be like, you don't want to be owing anyone anything. Pay that now. Don't let that go. Pay that. Look after that.
Mammies are protective, though, and I think it's particular with sons.
Oh God,
They say, like, a son is a son until he marries his wife. A
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
is a daughter for the rest of your life. So they say a daughter kind of, stays with you, whereas the son gets his own fucking mammy. Kind of, in the form of a wife.
Oh
Fucks
yeah.
off.
If I ever have children, I want one of my sons to be gay, because that way there will be never another woman in his
Yeah,
life.
there you go. Mammies are protective, lad.
Wow, Maura.
What?
You just dropped a bomb. That's gas.
Yeah.
Wishing for a gay son.
Yeah.
So that he'd pal around with you.
Yeah.
Pick you out nice hats and stuff.
Oh my God, yeah. Somebody to like go for tea with when I'm 70, like, and he'd love that. He'd love afternoon tea. I'm like very much gay stereotyping here, but
I reckon.
sorry, apologies for that, but like I would love a gay son.
I reckon if you had a kid, you'd like imagine.
I want Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye as
Yeah,
my son. Yeah. When I'm like 80. Like,
He's
imagine
a
how
good
much crack. Because like you're not going to have that much other crack with your actual friends when you're 80, because they're all old. And
Imagine Maura had a son and he was bringing back like his missus to the house. Say Maura, you'd be fucking tough. I'd say you'd be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to sell her to you now.
I don't think so.
If I brought J-Lo home, my mother would be like, she's a bit snotty now. She'd find something in it. No one is ever going to be good enough for me.
I never liked them Lopez's.
Yeah.
Have you a fifth one on your list, Johnny? Or that's your list?
No, I don't, lad. I'm burnt.
My last one in at number 5 on the substitute mammy list, St. Bridget.
What?
I'm gonna-
What is it about St. Bridget?
Is it the crosses?
Well, she's the female patron saint of Ireland.
Okay.
Thought she deserved a shout. In Celtic mythology, St. Bridget was, pre-Christian thing, whatever. St. Bridget was the goddess of healing and smith work. Now, my mother is handy with a sewing machine, but she's not the goddess of smith work.
What's Smith work?
Like goldsmith, silversmith, fixing shit like.
All right,
Yeah, I thought it was like a blacksmith, is it? You like to be,
Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
General term.
metalwork.
Fuck.
Fix a few dents
Same
in your
bridge as
car.
class and metalwork, yeah. Bending perspex and making photo frames and stuff.
You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to put a patch on your Converse or your combat pants, whatever, like.
Yeah.
Same Bridget of Doom for you, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You'd be the type of man who'd get a patch put in his combat pants, all right.
She's in her abbey. She reportedly sheltered 14,000 women. Now, I wouldn't be bringing back that many.
That's a good weekend for you.
She just sounds like a great woman, and apparently the cross is nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
It's a later edition. Apparently, you never know with these things.
Yep. That is true. We just want to take this opportunity to wish our mammies a very happy Mother's Day.
Sorry for being such disappointments.
Yeah, and all you other mammies out there, hope you all had a great day on Sunday. And finally, we round off the podcast, as is tradition, with our Yurts and Dirts of the Week.
Yurt and Dirt.
Will I kick it off?
Go on, yeah.
Go with me dirt. Obviously the knee was bad. But last night, I went out in Dublin.
Hey.
And my jacket was robbed.
Which one?
You know, the new green one I got.
Oh, you love that.
Yeah, I looked like Liam Gallagher. It was a cool jacket. I left it down for a second, and while I was jumping up and down to Loughlin's Bar was the song that was playing. You know, Leitrim are in Crow Park when Loughlin's Bar was playing. Myself and Mickey Marr having a terrific time dancing around.
The wall.
And when I went back to get the jacket, gone.
Are you going to name where it was?
I was in Rhines. I rang Niall. It's not there. Someone has taken it. Anyway. To the person who took it, there's a pair of Ray-Bans in the pocket. I want the Ray-Bans back.
Why did you bring them out with you?
See, I went out yesterday
During the day?
for brunch. And then I stayed out and I had the glasses with me. Yeah, I'm fucking sick.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm sick and
That is a loss.
Yeah.
You need a hug, like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having a fucking bad day. Yeah. Johnny, you're dirt. Or have you had a good week?
I've had a pretty good week, but just a shout to Paddy Foran in New Zealand, who listened to all 56 episodes at the fast speed.
Why?
He didn't realise that's how we talked.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, he's not the first person to do this.
Yep.
If you're listening to this podcast, check the speed thing. It'll say X 1.5 or
0.5 or
2. So Paddy's listened to 56 episodes at the fast speed, and now he thinks
He must have thought we were on some cocktail of narcotics.
hello. Where's the Johnnies? How's it going? What's the crack, lad? You know.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, and just the Pope not letting people kiss his ring. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
He had to think about it. He didn't want to spread disease. He thought that there was only a few people coming up to kiss his ring, and then a lot of people came up to kiss his ring, and he was just like,
Can they not sort this out to everybody? Just say, don't actually kiss it. Just stop an inch short.
Yeah.
Because it looked so weird, him pulling his hand back like he was playing slaps with these old ones.
Shouldn't be kissing fucking...
Shouldn't be doing that.
Shouldn't be kissing rings anyway in general. My Yurt of the Week is Leitrim. Leitrim getting to Crow Park. And I swear to God, I wish they got fucking class at football and played in Crow Park the whole time. Some carnival atmosphere, lad. I swear to God, it was like... I was out last night and there were Leitrim jerseys everywhere, and lads, like, they lost the match.
Yeah.
But, like, they won everyone's hearts.
Yeah.
Great crowd, and they were up for the crack, and all lovely fellas, and met a lot of them last night. And so Clark's sponsor, JP Clark's, a pub in New York, sponsor Leitrim.
Do they?
Yeah, it's on jerseys and everything. And a load of lads from New York came over for the match.
No way.
Yeah. And they were all out last night in their Leitrim jerseys and the whole lot. Some atmosphere, and a lot of stuff was going on social media. You seen a snap map. Did you see that picture?
That was class. That was really
snap
good.
match, and it's a snap. You know the Snapchat map.
Yeah.
And it's just all the people leaving Leitrim. Some fella took a screenshot of his map, like. And it's obviously around like 100 of his friends all fucking and the one goal, like they're all leaving Leitrim. So I'd say there was some amount of houses broken into in Leitrim. There was just fucking no one left in the county there for the weekend.
I just wanted a quick shout to my Yurt. The boys up in the Delta Sports Dome in Limerick got on to me to say that there's wheelchair hurling on every Thursday, 7 to 9. Remember we met some of the wheelchair hurling lads? Yeah. So they're just asking to give it a mention. If you're in a wheelchair and you want to play a bit of sport, get on to them boys.
Cool.
Or if you want to help out, you can just go up there Thursday nights, 7 to 9.
Great stuff. That's it for this week.
One more quick dirt.
Go on.
You see you on in Other Voices.
No.
who was DJing, like pretending to DJ, wearing a backpack. The fuck you wearing a backpack for on
What's in
stage?
it? What's in it?
Is she like? It's like, I know the indie bands are rough, but like she's got a backpack on. She thinks Stella Rentos are going to steal her phone backstage or something like that.
The Academic were on it the other night.
Yeah, like Craig from the Academic's not going to steal your wallet. Going around tapping your card.
They are nice lads.
Yeah, so like, why has she got a backpack on? It's warm on stage.
Or if she's actually listening to this podcast in the off chance, let us know what's in the backpack.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. It's like a bottle of deodorant and a packet of fags or something.
It's a big enough backpack now.
God knows, she could have been in for the weekend. Right, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. From me, Johnny Smacks.
From me, Johnny B.
From me, Maura.
Good luck.